for more details tonight. We got a great show lined up for you. We're going to take a little. We talked about it last time. We're going to take an even deeper dive into the situation with Class A football. And
it's become a much bigger story,
and it just continues to grow. And I don't think that's something that's going to stop and being a trend after tonight either. It's time for Call Your Shot. Don't forget that there are some significant tickets on the line at the end of the season. It's not too late to jump into it. We got 2 tickets to a game of great significance in the city that's the state capital of this state on a day after Thanksgiving. They're going to play a rivalry game in that city. Figure it out. Jump in. You can get your picks in at callyourshot1620@gmail.com. John Walker from the Omaha World Herald has had a couple weeks hiatus from the show. He joins us. We'll get his thoughts on where Nebraska is, obviously, and talk about the opening scrimmage for Creighton in just 13 days. And then we'll buy or sell on several different topics tonight, including where is Kevin Stefanski on Shedeur Sanders. And then it is open bar. It's not too late to get your questions in to at After Hours 1620. We open the show up to you at 7:15. We'll get your questions in there. Got a few already in the inbox. Not too late to get those questions in. And then we'll give you some predictions for some lines on the game against Maryland on Saturday. And as always, John, myself, and our lovely producer, who tonight is Jake Janicek, will give you a hot take in our trash takes to wrap up the show tonight. 402-951-1620 is how you can get a hold of us here tonight and talk to Jake Janicek, get your thoughts about anything we're talking about, because this first subject is probably going to get a few people's Jimmys in a bunch. Not specifically me, but other Jimmys.
We're going to try to treat it delicately.
We are, but it's
not a delicate situation.
It's not, and we kind of talked about what's left on the schedule for the Millard South Patriots going forward, because obviously Lincoln High forfeits this week's game against Millard South due to what they're saying is injuries and other factors, and the other factors are there's a wagon over there on the south side of Millard right now. But I've been thinking about this because people are addressing this like it's a new thing, right? And I think it's obviously very topical because the way this season and the last couple seasons have unfolded. But I do this thing at the beginning of every football season. It's tradition where I watch Friday Night Lights. And you remember Dallas Carter at the end of that movie?
Yeah.
They had 12 Division I athletes on that squad. Millard South has 12 Division I athletes on this squad. Now, all those kids were from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Might be more than that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Gabe Pruka is going to get D1 offer.
Yeah, listen, that number's gonna keep jumping. But when we talk about doing things the right way, right? And I know a lot of people feel like Millard South maybe not doing things the right way, and I don't think it's unique to Millard South. They think there's 3 or 4 schools that maybe aren't doing things the right way. But this is not a shot at Lincoln High, but is taking the ability away from the kids. Because listen, you line it up between the hashes, anything can happen, right? Like on paper, going to be pretty difficult to knock off the Patriots. But if you can be the school that does it, that's the stuff that history's written about, right?
Yep. I mean, we remember the biggest upsets in history
you remember Appalachian State?
A reason, right? Now, this situation, and look, I think that there is merit to however you want to look at this. You can say they have unbalanced the competitive nature of high school football in Class A. Millard South has, by having all these players on their roster who may or may not live in Millard South School District. I can understand your point of view there. And I can understand the other side of it is like, look, enrollment's open.
Yeah.
These kids aren't being forced to do anything. They're being asked, perhaps, and they're making choices that you don't agree with.
You have guys on staffs at other schools whose title is recruiting coordinator.
Well,
so that's not unique to Millard South.
Yeah. It's the nature of the beast right now. And look, I know that there was a rules violation for Millard South already, so you can save your email, you can save your comment. For the most part, they have these kids on the roster within the confines of the rules. There's nothing that says you can't have students at your school who don't live in your district in Omaha. Like, we all know that's true. It's up to the district to set their district boundaries and their enrollment policies.
Right.
There is no overarching enrollment policy set by the NSAA.
And it's grown outside of the city limits, which is why we want to talk about this, because this is starting to get national attention. Rivals wrote a story about it. Athlon Sports is covering it as well. Danny Woodhead has given his thoughts on it, calling it a sad deal about everything that's going on in the state of Nebraska and the problem that seems to be in Class A. But for you, whose responsibility is it to fix this?
There's 4 entities that come to mind, right? Is it a school's responsibility to protect the integrity of the sports landscape at the high school level? Is it up to the school? And I'm like, I can hear the argument.
Are you saying? I just want to clarify. Are you saying from Lincoln High standpoint or Millard South, or just
from
in
Millard
general?
South standpoint?
Okay.
Would it be better for everyone if the schools just said, you know what, taking this many out of district kids is not good for the game?
Okay.
You can put that on them, and I can understand where you might do that.
I don't know. And I know you're trying to get your point across. I don't know if my job here is to maybe play devil's advocate or maybe the other side of the coin, because I know when I was in high school, one of the attempts by our principal at Omaha South was to help kids that had been kicked out of other schools or found themselves in trouble, and essentially give them a second chance at Omaha South. And I know a bunch of kids that came to Omaha South that were given a second chance for fighting, being on probation, whatever. And that second chance at Omaha South actually helped them graduate and figure things out. Now, flip side of that is there's a bunch of kids that didn't work out for it, and that's neither here nor there. And obviously, we're not going to throw anybody in the bus, but like, it's not. I know this is benefiting Millard South. I know this is benefiting the football program, and I know it's probably benefiting the pocketbooks because of tickets and attention to the school and all of that. But it's not a unique premise to do this and bring kids into your school from outside the district.
It isn't. So then you shift. Okay, is it the school district?
Yeah.
Is it the district's job to get together with the other districts and say, look, this isn't working. It's very obviously not working. Sure, we like winning, but like we have to think about the overall health of the high school sports landscape.
Sure.
Let's shut this down.
Okay.
Let's lock in our districts. Is it their responsibility to do that? Is it the responsibility of the NSAA to as the governing body of high school athletics in the state of Nebraska to come in and say, there's something wrong, and we have to now make a rule to stop this from happening again? Because this is not, it's not fair to a team like, let's just say, Benson, who has to play Millard South coming up.
Yeah.
Benson has nowhere near the talent level.
They don't have the interest level. They don't have the number
participation
of
level.
They don't have the same number of jerseys on the other side of the field. Yeah. And it's not even
that Millard South does. So you're not, you shouldn't even be playing in the same class, honestly.
Sure.
Right? Do you blame the NSAA here? There's one more group that I don't think anyone is talking about.
Okay.
And that is the parents. Is it up to the parents to say, I understand that we can go wherever we want, but it's to the benefit of everyone if we don't just concentrate talent at one school?
I don't know if there's a parent in the world who was presented with the opportunity. Your child, you just mentioned, there's a couple guys at Millard South that don't have Division I offers yet, that it's not a question of if, it's when they're going to get them. And a lot of that reason is because they've been able to showcase their talent because the dude's around them. I don't know a parent in the world who would say, my child is being focused on because of their athletic prowess or something unique. It doesn't have to be about athletics. Something unique about them that gives them a better chance to further their life that is going to go, yeah, but what about everybody else? And that's just the nature of the beast.
I 100% agree with you. Like, I just bring it up because I'm trying to explore where should we actually put the onus in this situation.
Can I give you my take before you give yours?
Sure.
Because I've been very adamant about this with NIL and the transfer portal. I don't know if necessarily what Millard South is doing is wrong. I think that to your point,
for the most part, they're playing by the rules.
To your point, they're playing by the rules. Obviously, there was a paperwork violation, and that has been addressed. But I think there's haves and have-nots in every walk of athletics, right? And I think it's think it's on the decision makers, whether it be the NSAA, the school board, or a combination of all four entities that you just gave us, to look at the lay of the land and understand the difference between interest levels in sports. I don't think it makes sense for a school to be in Class A for every single sport. I think you need to evaluate the sports individually, the interest in said sport, because just because you have 3,500 kids in your school does not mean automatically you're going to have the most kids go out for football. And that is how classification is dealt with right now.
Yep.
And I think interest in the sport needs to be taken into evaluation more than the number of kids you have in your school.
Yeah, participation absolutely matters. And short of having an 8th grade draft,
Yeah.
like
which I might be here for.
There's no foolproof way to fully competitively balance high school sports. There just isn't.
No.
Because you can tell me, okay, we need to have hard district lines. Fine. But as we talked about last night, some of the more affluent neighborhoods, those kids are going to have more opportunities for off-season training and individual workouts and extra coaching and all of those things. The schools where the tax base is higher are going to have higher funding for better equipment, better weight rooms, better, they can pay coaches who are not necessarily teachers to help out. Like, there is going to be a natural imbalance in some way or another, short of you artificially placing students based on some talent ranking.
Which is not fair to the students.
Not fair at all. So in thinking about this, I came up with an idea. And here's where I think the onus is. The onus is at the NSAA level.
Agreed.
Because for schools, if you're a high school athletic department, I think mission number one is to give your athletes the best opportunity to succeed. It's not wins and losses. It is an opportunity for success.
Agreed.
To give them the proper coaching and training to maximize their potential as a high school athlete. That's job number one. Job number two is having a successful athletic department and winning as many games as you can. But that is definitely secondary to me.
Okay.
The school district's job is to make sure that they have the right students in their halls that fit with their academics more than they do worrying about where the athletes on the football and basketball playing surface come from. The school district has bigger fish to fry than whether or not they have enough football players coming into the district. So I don't put it there. And as we talked about, I'm not putting this on the parents. A parent's job is to give their kid the best opportunity that they possibly can, regardless of how it happens. So this to me falls on the NSAA. And here's my idea. Let's put a limit on the number of players in a given sport. We're talking about football for this one.
Sure.
That you can have on your team, on your varsity roster from outside your district.
Okay.
Let's come up with a number that makes sense. Is it 5? Is it 7? Is it 10? I don't know, whatever it is, right? And then that's the number. That's how many kids you can have that don't live in your school district that play for your football team. So you can still bring in some kids from out of the district who want to play or, want to play at a different school, don't get along with the coach at the other high school, don't fit in with the system, whatever. It still allows freedom of movement because if someone else will take you, you can go there. If they've got space, you can go there. And it doesn't say that you can't go to another school for academic reasons. If there's a kid who is really talented in science and wants to go to a science magnet,
they could still go to that school even if
absolutely.
They have 15 kids outside the district, right?
I think you divorce the academic situation from the athletic one. But for athletics, let's say, here's your number. You can have this many kids from outside your district that play for your football team. I don't know what the number is. I don't know what makes sense.
Sure. But it has to be agreed upon
it has
unanimously.
And I think this prevents this ultra concentration of talent in one or two schools. Because, yes, there are going to be schools who are going to say, we'll take that kid, and we'll take that kid, and we'll take that kid, and we'll take that
Break
kid.
some things along the way. But hold on.
But then the rest of the kids...
I want to intervene.
Yep.
Because I don't know if this is because we have a lawyer that eventually comes on our show. Bob's not here this week. Maybe this would be a better question for him. But I think about the lawsuit aspect of it, because that's the way of the world in athletics now.
Sure.
Ever since the House settlement, kind of feels like everybody's rushing to the judge with their paper in their hand to get their side in. It just feels like it would be a matter of time before somebody came back and said, this kid that plays this position at this school was allotted to get a chance at a scholarship because they were able to do this. My son is seeing privileged damages because he's not able to transfer in because he was the 16th option outside of the district. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It just feels like that would be available. Now, you hope that that's a far and few in between situation. I just have a hard time believing that it would be.
I don't doubt that someone would try to bring the lawsuit. I don't know that it would stand up, though, because school districts are allowed to enforce enrollment policies.
Right.
They absolutely are. And this is just another, it's a modified enrollment policy to me. So, like, I don't know that you would see a bunch of schools losing lawsuits based on this. But the other thing that I come to is there just isn't a clear way to fix it.
Yeah.
Everything you try to do is going to be to the benefit of some and to the detriment of the others. And I think the thing we have to recognize is that, especially in sports, not everybody can win.
Yeah. So you play the game, right? I guess my question to you would be, because the idea has been floated out there about changing classes based on points scored from the year prior. I don't know if there's a better way to fix it other than that, because you know what they say, when tide goes out, you see who's skinny dipping, right? You just kind of figure out who everybody is, and you can and listen. There are going to be some teams that take advantage of that because their roster is going to be better the next year than it was the year before. But you know what happens every year? You have teams that have better rosters than they were the year before, and vice versa. You're going to have teams that graduate a ton of kids that don't have the same exact roster. But I honestly think letting the production on the field dictate where teams are is really the only fair way to go about it. Now, the flip side of that is you might see some relegation too, because you might have some teams, to my point, just said, score a ton of points one year, graduate a bunch of kids, and it'd be the doormat of Class A or B or wherever and have to be relegated down. But there's proof in the pudding of why that's happening too, though. So I think there's benefits there as well.
Yeah,
as takebacks.
And in the past, I've also been a proponent of some sort of promotion relegation system within.
Are you a fan of soccer?
I am.
Okay.
Within, from obviously you're not going to relegate an 11-man team down to 8-man. Like
it happens though, just because of enrollment reasons.
It happens naturally. It doesn't happen as a result of performance necessarily. Now there are schools
Scots out there playing 8-man football.
There are schools who could play 8-man but opt down to 6-man.
Sure.
Because maybe they're like right on the threshold. You can opt down. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you went A, B, C1, C2, and it was just a pro rel from the top to bottom, what you're going to lose perhaps is that Class B, Class C1, Class C2 dynasty.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing you're going to lose,
because
the other thing you're going to lose is rivalry games too.
You will lose some rivalry games.
That's the other thing.
And you will also perhaps, it's already a big issue in C, the travel where teams have to go all the way across the state to play a game. But the only drawback that I see is, like, you take Norfolk Catholic, for instance, who wins the state championship just about every year in C2, right? So I think there has to be some sort of like 2-year rolling thing where, like, if you won 2 state championships in a row, you got to move up a class, which may take some teams out of their dynasty status and they won't win multiple championships in a row. But
could that be looked at as punishment, though?
I think it's a reward.
Okay.
You're better. You got to move. You go play teams with.
Win a different championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get it all out? I want to make sure we got that.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, if you missed the opening segment, we want to get our thoughts on what's going on in high school sports in the state of Nebraska. Check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. From Nebraska neighborhoods all across the state, it's clear there is no place like Nebraska. It doesn't matter if you're in Class A, Class B, Class C, wherever you may be. Maybe you're out there playing 6-man in the Panhandle. It's all the state of Nebraska, and it's all home. And just like Aloe Fiber, They call Nebraska home as well, all across the Cornhusker State, bringing proud traditions of agriculture, education, and community. And just like game day traditions bring us together season after season, Allo brings people together connection by connection. Head over to allofiber.com/Husker Radio and sign up for services that provide Nebraska athletics with services like official internet, TV, and mobile provider of the Huskers. It's Allo Fiber. Head over to allofiber.com tonight. We'll call our shot. Get your picks in. We'll post them on social media. We come back on 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. You get yourself to 78th and Dodge because you know what time it is. It's time to get your fall gear. Mizzen and Main, Johnny O, Roan, all the great gear that you love. The long sleeve quarter zips. I'm telling you, the Johnny O quarter zip, maybe the most comfortable thing you can put in your closet right now that you can wear on the top. Because on the bottom, you need the Brax pants. Look, the newest line, most comfortable, casual, sort of dressy, professional looking. You are going to love the Brax pants. They're stretchy. They're comfy. You're going to look great. Check out 78th and Dodge, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear for all the great fall fashions. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast, presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch. From the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Spectacular weather into the evening with the temperatures near 70. Skies become partly to mostly cloudy later tonight, low temperature near 55. And then partly cloudy, breezy, and mild on Thursday with a high around 75. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all. And full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters. And the family can always feel at home. Put the game on. And don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Main, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Rail Car Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today. Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Child Saving Institute is shining light on the many forms domestic violence can take, some visible, some hidden, and resources available to those healing. CSI's Family Empowerment Program offers free trauma-informed support, weekly groups, and one-on-one guidance to help survivors and their children build safer, more stable lives. At CSI, we meet you where you are. Learn more at childsaving.org/empowerment.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$6:29 on a Wednesday night edition of the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. We're up against the clock a little bit, so we got to get to our guy John Walker from the Omaha World Herald. John, good evening. How are you?
Man, I'm good. We have Creighton basketball media day tomorrow. Both Greg McDermott and Jim Flannery's squads. So we're only a few weeks away, man. It's right around the corner. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great, man. I want to get straight into Jay stuff because I think both of these teams are really intriguing for different reasons. Obviously, Flan having to replace so much productivity from a year ago. Mac doing it the same way, but obviously doing it in a different fashion through the transfer portal. Who is the more intriguing team between the Creighton men and Creighton women for you this season coming up, and why?
That's a really good question. More intriguing would have to be the women, just because as much turnover as there was on each side, I would like to think that Creighton men retooling mostly through the transfer portal bodes well in terms of experience than it will or could for Jim Flannery and his 6 freshmen, I believe.
Yeah.
So, you obviously, you just naturally feel a lot better about 9 newcomers if, I guess Hudson's the only, Alexa's a freshman too. So you feel better about 9 newcomers knowing that 7 or 6 of them have college basketball experience, as opposed to the 6 freshmen who have never played college basketball before. That would, in my mind, make Jim Flannery's women's squad more intriguing, because I think there is even more uncertainty on the women's side than there is on the men's. And I know uncertainty comes with a negative connotation, but I don't mean it to. It's just there is uncertainty. There's so much unknown on both sides. But I think because the women have a little bit more uncertainty, they're the more intriguing team in my mind.
I think we've talked to you about this before when we kind of got the finalization of the roster for the men's side. And if I remember right, you were saying you thought that, for this team at this stage and the pieces that they have, like you should expect to be hunting for that Elite 8 Final Four kind of level. And that's kind of the discussion we had on that side. On the women's side, however, what do you think the expectation of a successful season might be for them?
Well, the standard in the Big East on that side, period, exclamation point, the standard is UConn.
Maybe nationally.
So,
right.
The goal will always be to catch UConn, right? Now, that's a lot easier said than done. Many teams have tried over the years. I'm talking about nationally even. And as we all know, many teams have failed. it's just that well run of a program. It's a powerhouse. It's more than a powerhouse. So, you have to account for that. It's the standard with 6 freshmen on the roster, 1 returning starter, and 1 key player from a season ago in Kennedy Townsend. And Keontae Lockett, the returning starter, obviously. But yeah, I think when you have that much uncertainty, your goal should just be to get back to the tournament. I don't think the Creighton women will have much problem doing that. But who knows? Because they're going to go through the same thing that the men are going to go through early. Like, so much of the season depends on the non-conference schedule.
Yeah.
And maybe even more so on the women's side because of the lack of quality depth in the team in the women's side of the Big East.
Well, yeah, the perception on the women's side of the Big East is way different than it is on the men's side.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, everyone looks at the Big East on the men's side and you go, Villanova, they're borderline. Like, not Villanova. They played in the Big East. We'll put them in. On the women's side, it's like, okay, well, you lost to UConn and you lost to Creighton. So, like, you can't be that good. That's the perception. That's the difference in the perception of the men and the women. So, yeah, I think it would be really successful if this Creighton women's team could simply get back to the NCAA tournament and win a game. Because, again, this year especially, and I don't mean any disrespect to this year's seniors by saying it, but it's like a reset year. Like, this is the like it was 4 or 5 years ago when Molly and all of them got here. Morgan Molly, obviously. You looked at it then and said, okay, well, they're going to compete now. And that's the goal, obviously. But we know this team will be really good in 3 years. And I think we're kind of at the same point with this team. How couldn't you be with 6 freshmen on the roster?
Yeah. I guess my word of the night is intriguing because there just so many storylines about the men's team that we just, again, I mean, there are more unknowns on the women's side of things, but there's just so many other unknowns for different reasons on the men's side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the more intriguing player for you going into this season of the unknowns for Creighton? Is it Hudson Greer or is it Karam Conan, the international transfer?
Probably more intriguing is probably Hudson Greer because of the logjam on the wings. We've heard Greg McDermott say over the season, they put, and I lose track of this sometimes. I just remembered it earlier today when I was working on some stuff. They put this year's roster together with the intention that Fedor Zugic would not be back. So they loaded up on the wings. That's why you bring in Hudson Greer, and he was committed since September. So that's irrelevant, right? But he's a part of the class.
Right.
That's why you go and get a portal wing like Blake Harper. You go and get a 2-3 guy like Austin Swartz. So they put this team together with the intention or under the impression that Fedor Zugic would not be back. Well, he is, and that's a big, big, big benefit for Creighton. But now there's a log jam on the wing. At any given moment, nobody's going to take minutes from Jackson McAndrew. I'm not saying that. But the wing situation you have to figure out now is like Fedor, Josh Dix, Isaac Trout, Jackson McAndrew, Jason Green, Hudson Greer, Blake Harper, Austin Swartz. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I think that we've seen in Owen Freeman's absence, although he's slowly assimilating back into the system. And we'll have a more recent update on that tomorrow, we presume.
Yeah.
At Creighton's Media Day. But, Karam Conan has gotten work at the 5 in Owen Freeman's absence. And now is that, Karam's going to start? No. Like, Owen Freeman was brought here in April to be the successor to Ryan Kalkbrenner and to be this team's starting center. But they had the available roster spot through the summer. They needed to reinforce the front court, especially after Owen's injury. So they went out and did that with another international product. So I think we'll see Kerem Conan slide into the 5 and kind of be the backup 5, play some minutes, maybe play a little bit of 4 depending on the lineup. But I think we kind of know what Kerem's role is going to be. And I know I'm going super, I'm meandering here.
Yeah. That's why I asked the question.
All of that to say, right. All of that to say, like, and I think that just shows you how intriguing all of this is. Because Hudson Greer, you look at him and he doesn't look like your average freshman. I remember writing that at a practice over the summer. And so I think it's going to be really hard to keep him off the floor, but not everyone's going to be able to play. And I don't think that affects any position at Creighton more currently than the wing.
John, I don't know if we've really talked to you since we got the full Big East slate. So what was your impression of how it all shakes out for Creighton? It looks like the back end is not too bad when you get down to that deep part of the season for Creighton.
No, I certainly don't think it is. There 2 years ago, my first year on the beat, I remember they had that like hellacious 6-game stretch, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but it was like Xavier, Villanova, Providence, St. John's, UConn, Marquette. Like it was insane as far as the Big East goes. And they had a similar one last year, but I think that was only 5 games where it was just like, oh my goodness. You know, we were saying if they can be 3-2 in the stretch, if they can be 4-1 in the stretch. And they're, again, we don't know what these teams are going to be come January. I understand that. But in early October, there doesn't look to be one of those stretches on this year's schedule. I think there's like maybe it starts on Valentine's Day. It's like Villanova and then at UConn, at St. John's in some order. And that's like by far going to be the worst stretch.
Yeah,
I think. And that's, again, not until the middle of February. So I think it helps, especially for a team that's going to have so much to figure out so early.
Yeah.
And then I won't touch on this one too long, but the other big thing is, guys, they have a lot of premier home games on Saturdays. And that's always what you want. Like, do you want your fan base to get off work at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday and then come watch Dan Hurley and the boys come to town? Like, no, you want a day full of drinking and a day full of college basketball leading up till then. And
dollar beer night.
You pack, exactly. And then you pack CHI with 18,000. So they have a lot of those opportunities. You know, it's not just DePaul and Seton Hall and one UConn game on Saturdays. No, this is a legit Saturday slate when we get into Big East play, and it really starts with the K-State non-con game. So yeah, those are the 2 biggest things. There's no daunting stretch at the moment, and boy, are we going to have some fun Saturdays in Omaha.
So they put the pink out against UConn. Are you a fan of this?
Yeah, I think so. I'm a fan of tradition for tradition's sake. So Creighton's pink out has like always been the last Saturday home game of January.
Yeah.
And it's not Creighton's fault that that's kind of how the schedule played out. So yeah, I wouldn't move it just because UConn's coming to town. Like I'm a fan of keeping it the last Saturday of January. For tradition's sake, it'll be a cool day. I talked to Matt and Gary this morning, and I think we were talking about something similar.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I mean, you know, that place gets up for the pink out when Seton Hall's in town.
Right.
I can't imagine what that place is going to be when UConn's here, and even more than that, like
when Hurley's here.
Exactly. Even more than that, like, a national audience is going to get to see Creighton's pink out. And that's one of the coolest parts.
Big Fox.
Because how many, the number of people who tune in for Creighton Seton Hall and the number of people who tune in for Creighton UConn are drastically different.
Yeah, there's going to be a few more eyeballs on that game.
Exactly. So no, I'm okay with it. It'll be different, but it'll still be the same pink days that it's always been in the best of ways.
John Walker from the Omaha World Herald joining us here on Afters. John, let's flip to Red Nebraska for a minute. What are your thoughts on the matchup with Maryland? Do you have any concerns about the Huskers going on the road traditionally for the first time this season?
No, it'll be really interesting because Maryland's coming off a loss that it shouldn't have sustained. Maryland was up 20-0 on Washington and lost 23-20. So they're going to approach Nebraska and like, okay, if we want to get back on track, what better opportunity to do that at home against another team that's in a similar position as the Big Ten is concerned. Both of these teams are kind of right in the middle of the pack right now. And I know we're still very early, like it just turned October.
Right.
But having, let's say, 3 conference losses and 4 is like the difference between a really nice bowl game and the Pinstripe Bowl, That's the difference. So if you want to go to Boca Raton or the somewhere really sunny, like you have to beat Maryland. End of discussion.
Yep.
And so it's really going to be 2 teams in the middle of the pack currently in the Big Ten who wants to inch closer to the top. I think Nebraska wins. I really do. But man, Maryland is going to be hell-bent on getting back at track at home.
John, we appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next week and maybe get some insight on what happened at Creighton Media Days and get your thoughts on hopefully another Nebraska win.
All righty, guys. Talk to you then.
That's John Walker from the Omaha World Herald. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Railcar. Stop out 144th and Blondo for happy hour, 2:30 to 6 o'clock during the week. You get appetizers starting as low as $2, plus $1 off every kind of beer in the entire bar. Cocktails starting at $10. Specialty cocktails starting at $10. Classic cocktails, $8 and $2 off every single glass of wine in Railcar, the corner of 144th and Blondo. Stop out and grab Omaha's best happy hour at Railcar tomorrow. We'll be right back. Now it's time for Call Your Shot. The games are posted on social media. If you want a sneak peek, go check it out. We'll give them to you when we come back. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. It's John here for Bob at Williams Law. So you know what's going on right now? The postseason in baseball. Maybe your team's already out of it. Maybe your team lost. Maybe you're feeling like you got to sue somebody because of your emotional distress. Well, I'm here to tell you, and Bob is here to tell you as well, put that on the shelf, save your time for something that is worthwhile. And you know what? If you have one of those wild ideas, you can go talk to Bob, and he's not going to charge you before he tells you to go back home and turn off the TV. It's a free, no obligation legal consultation. He's going to sit down with you, make sure it's a fit, learn your situation, explain your rights, and get you set for your big day in court, or tell you that it's not your time to go to court. And on a serious note, if you have serious legal questions, Bob is a great legal mind. He comes in and explains complex legal topics in the world of sports to us in terms we can understand, and he can do the same for you. If you got legal questions, you need Bob in your corner. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call Local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Backland Plumbing, the most referred plumber in town.
So you need a plumber, do you? You should call the most referred plumber in town, Backland Plumbing.
Backland Plumbing, the most referred plumber in town.
Zoom Drain's highly trained team of experts and our fleet of well-equipped service trucks are dedicated to providing solutions for homeowners, plumbing contractors, mechanical contractors, and business owners across many industries. Contact Zoom Drain anytime by logging on to zoomdrain.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$6.50 on a Wednesday night here at 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, become a Bruin tonight. It is time for Call Your Shot. John Schreiner, this is your invention, your baby. Can you explain to anybody that may be listening? Hey, if you're listening for the first time, like many of the YouTube chat is tonight, we appreciate everybody joining us. Alec, John Jacobs, Jake Janicek, J-Man, everybody that's checking in tonight. We appreciate you punching in for the night shift. Go and explain what Call Your Shot is.
All right. So this is a game that I invented at the start of the college football season. We give you 7 games every week.
7.
You just pick the winner. But it matters if you pick the favorite or the dog. If you pick the favorite and they don't cover, you get a point. If they win and cover, you get 3. But if the favorite loses, you go -2. If you pick the dog and they lose, you get 0 points. But if they cover, you get a point. If the dog wins outright, you get 4. And if they reverse cover a spread of 7 or more, you get the bonus point, 5 points in that situation.
So there's a little bit of incentive to pick the underdog here, but it doesn't always have to go that way. Stick with your heart. That's good advice in betting, life.
So here's the overall standings as they sit currently. ahead of week 7.
Yes, please announce this. I think the folks want to know who's winning.
Jimmy Allen is in the lead with 68 points. It has not gone to his head at all, I promise you. He's been extremely humble about the whole
Jake
thing.
to produce this show more often. He just gave me a round of applause.
Yes.
I have
Gotta shout out
42
Jimmy.
points.
So I have how many though?
68.
Yeah, 42. Okay.
And Dan Campanen with 2 stellar weeks.
Yeah.
Is up to 41.
So you guys are separated by 5
We're
points?
1
point.
point.
42, 41. Sorry.
Yeah. Among the listeners, hey, Tyrell Muller is running away with this.
Tyrell, I'll have
boys.
your shirt for you next week, by the way, buddy.
Yep.
And we mentioned earlier in the show, the winner at the end of the season
Gets the ticket.
gets 2 tickets to the game after Thanksgiving in Lincoln. Game of great significance. And then, but each week, if you are the winner for the week, there's reasons to participate in the week. We'll get you a free after hours t-shirt, as many of our listeners have received due to participating. Call your shots. You can get your picks into call your shot 1620 at gmail.com. We posted the games on the games on Twitter earlier. We're gonna give our picks now. You want to go and start us off?
So, well, last week Dan won again. Dan won the week for the first time.
Yeah, we messed the bet.
He got 12 points. Jimmy and I both ended up with 3 points for last week. So bad week for both of us. We're going to turn that around this week. Okay. Game 1 on the docket this week. It is a ranked versus ranked matchup. 1 of 3.
Yeah,
what a great weekend
not
we
many.
have this weekend. Ohio State is at Illinois, and the Bucks are a 14.5 point favorite. Where's your money?
My money is on Illinois. I think this is a letdown situation for Ohio State. Back-to-back road games for the Buckeyes. They go to Illinois this week. They're at Wisconsin next week, and then they play Penn State. Easy to get caught. Trap games probably here because Wisconsin just sucks.
Yeah.
So I think Ohio State wins, but I think it's a lot closer than 14.5.
It's a clean sweep. We all picked Illinois. Jake, you want to weigh in?
I mean, I would also agree with Illinois. I
All
think
right.
definitely being
a
Ohio
big
State being on
number.
the road. But yeah, 14.5, especially with Illinois being home, coming off a big win. I could see them covering that.
Our second ranked versus ranked matchup. Maybe you didn't expect this to be a ranked versus ranked when the season started, but it is. Number 8 Alabama at number 14 Missouri. The Tide, a 2.5 point favorite.
This will not reflect a ranked versus ranked opponent matchup by the end of the season because of the stretch of games that Missouri has to go on. Give me Alabama. Roll Tide big.
Oh, Alabama's, I think they're going to win big as well. That 2.5 spread is
They might win by
very
2.5
small.
touchdowns.
Exactly.
I'm going to take Missouri.
Okay. They no longer have Williams Winery.
They don't.
Oh, okay.
They don't.
Make sure you knew that.
I just, there's something like Alabama coming off a big win. On the road. I don't know. It just feels weird to me.
I hate this
for some
Yankees
reason.
team for making me continue to have to watch baseball, by the way.
The last ranked versus ranked matchup of the weekend. Number 7 Indiana at number 3 Oregon. The game of the week in Eugene.
Yeah.
And
Spoiler,
the Ducks are 2.5 point favorites.
spoiler alert for the rest of the season. You see that gold O and the green background in this slate? That's who Jimmy's going with. The points don't matter. Dan Lanning's got a wagon out there. Indiana's got to travel across country to go out there. 2.5 seems to be the line of the weekend. There's a couple misleading lines in this week.
I'm also taking Oregon. I think the Ducks are going to win this, and I think by multiple scores.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Well, I need Indiana to start losing because I bet them under 8.5 before the season. So
Yep, that looks
if
like
I
a bad
get-
bet,
Yeah, it
Jake.
looks like a bad bet now. So I mean, if they
No
keep-
time like
maybe
the
keep
present.
losing.
Dan also took Oregon.
This next game would have been a ranked matchup
Would've
before
been.
the season started.
Should have been, could have been, but it's not. Number 6 Oklahoma versus number nothing Texas in the Cotton Bowl, the Red River rivalry, the Red River shootout, whatever you call it. It's Oklahoma, Texas. And actually, Texas is a 1.5 point favorite in this game.
Seems like Vegas knows something, and they may know that John Mateer is actually going to play in this game. I think that's a detriment to this Oklahoma offense. He's clearly one of the best players in college football while he's healthy, dealing with a broken hand. Give me Texas.
Whoa.
To win this game outright.
You and Dan agreeing. I'll take Oklahoma.
I am also taking Oklahoma. I just think their defense is too good, and it's going to have some struggles for Arch in there, especially this game for him playing it the first. Well, this technically is his first time starting it, right?
Yes.
Because he's played in it, but not really started.
Another big game in the Big Ten. Number 15 Michigan travels to Westwood to play USC. Wait, what? UCLA's in Westwood.
Yeah,
not
that's
USC.
not true.
Los Angeles. We'll just say Los
Technically,
Angeles.
Compton.
They're in LA, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Also, USC is a 2.5 point favorite.
USC big. Michigan having to travel out to the West Coast. Give me the Trojans to roll.
I have USC as well. Dan took Michigan. No surprise.
I'm kind of agreeing with it. I don't know. I just don't trust Lincoln Riley really.
Okay.
I think this could be make or break its season.
Get out! Sorry.
Nope. But yeah, I think Michigan's actually going to go in and beat USC. Make that loss look good for Nebraska.
Was that Don Mattingly or Paul O'Neill?
That'd be Ryan McMahon that just crushed one to right field for the Yankees. It's tied at the bottom of the third. Maybe that's tuning in to figure out what's going on in the ALDS right now.
Big game in the Big 12. Arizona State recently ranked. They're number 21. They have to travel to Utah, and the Utes, the unranked team, a 6.5-point favorite at home. Who you got?
I'm going to pick Arizona State here because I have to give you a pick in the game. But you want a little sneaky bet this weekend? That's a lock. Give me the under in this one, 48.5. I'll take Arizona State because I think it's going to be around the 6.5 margin. 48.5 under is a lock in this game. Defense will be king.
Dan and I both took Utah in this one. I think Utah's defense is for real, and I think they beat Arizona State.
No, I agree with you, too. I got to see him in person out in Laramie. So
They
looked pretty good in person, so I can maybe keep going after that loss.
The three of us
Tech.
would look impressive against Wyoming.
That's true.
The final game of the weekend that I put on the slate is just for intrigue purposes. It's UCLA at Michigan State. Now, we know Michigan State's coming off the loss to Nebraska.
Famously.
Bad special teams performance in that game. UCLA coming off a monster win over Penn State. Are the Bruins for real, or is it a bounce back spot for Sparty?
The difference between this week and last week, Bruins go on the road. Give me Michigan State by 20 or more points.
I also have Michigan State in this game. Dan is believing in the Bruins.
Okay.
No, I think the 1 week honeymoon is off. They're going to get blown out in East Lansing.
All right. Well, that's call your shot. So get your picks in. Call your shot 1620.
No belief in
at
Tim
gmail.com. And hey, there's a T-shirt on the line at the very least.
Yeah,
right. You get yourself an after hours
free
T-shirt.
T-shirt. If you missed Call Your Shot this week, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. You worried about turning that furnace on in a couple weeks? If you haven't thought about it in a while, you probably should be. When's the last time you replaced that furnace filter? You know, it's supposed to be done monthly. If you didn't know any of that, you need to check out controlledcomfort.com. Set up a maintenance appointment, have Tony and the team come out monthly and take a look at your HVAC, replace that furnace filter, and give you peace of mind about staying cool and warm in your own house. Check out controlledcomfort.com tonight. Jake Janizek tells us what's trending on social media. We come back on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all. Whether it's big-time plumbing projects or maybe your wife just simply broke the chain in your toilet. You need that fixed. They can do all that. I can tell you that from experience. They fixed my toilet. They've taken the wax ring out from underneath one of my other toilets and replaced that. They put a urinal in my business, and every time they've done it, they left my home or my business cleaned and they found it. You need to work with a plumber that you can trust. You need to work with AX Plumbing. Head over to axpservice.com. Work with Nick and the team tonight.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online yet.
Roof.com, never settle for less. Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait, make a lasting impact today.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in a romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
When it comes to protecting your home, Jay Stennett Contracting takes pride in ensuring every detail is handled. Roofing, siding, gutters. When it comes to the exterior of your home, Jay Stennett Contracting has you covered. This fall, consider gutter guards to block debris and prevent clogs and save you the hassle of regular maintenance. Schedule a consultation today and let Jay Stennett Contracting's expert team and durable gutter guards ensure your gutters are working properly in every season. Jay Stennett Contracting. We have you covered. JSCRestoration.com.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping up the first hour at 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. Jake Janicek is playing the role of Dan Campanen tonight. He's got the social media soundbite for us. Jake, what do we got? Well, Bill Belichick seems to be prone to turning the page yet again. Buyout discussions are already happening in Chapel Hill. And we all know how much I hate doing this.
We're on to Key West.
But I told you. I told you so. I can't believe it got this far. I didn't think this...
You said he wouldn't coach a game.
I didn't think this charade was even going to get to this point in the season. I thought he was going to kowtow out to his son by this point. And... you know what would have probably been a better option? That, because this has been a disaster.
It doesn't seem like anybody looked at his recent coaching history because
it doesn't seem like anybody looked at Bill Belichick's record without Tom Brady.
It just, and now like they're embroiled in all these investigations and possible recruiting violations.
You may be asking yourself why this discussion is happening now, other than the 2-3 start. North Carolina is also on a bye week, so it's a really good time to get them out.
Yeah, and like all the reporting says that the staff expects that there may be a change, quote unquote, within 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably. It's probably already. That means that it's probably already happened.
But I mean, there's reports that the players are already talking to other schools. Staff members are already talking to other schools so they can have a soft landing when they get fired at the end of the season. This is just an unmitigated disaster, man. Like,
if only you could have seen this coming from 50 miles away.
I mean, it's hard to remember a coach who was that well thought of, who has tarnished his reputation in such a manner.
I mean, this might be the biggest fall from grace in football history. I mean, he was untouchable. 6 Super Bowl or 5, right? Yeah, he's got 5. 5 Super Bowl rings, and was thought to be the greatest mind in football. And now, it seems like he didn't have anything to do with it. Like, that's obviously hyperbole to some degree, but like, it kind of feels like it was just all Tom Brady, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, the Patriots got real bad after Brady left, and they got real bad in a hurry.
And Belichick was still there. You remember the Browns?
Hey,
we got to get to Buy or Sell. If you missed the
It's
social
bad.
media soundbite tonight, check it out on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If your business needs help with social media marketing or online advertising, pixelfiremarketing.com is here to help. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details. We'll be right back. Buying or selling on Joe Flacco, 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Paul Davis Restoration. Don't put it off any longer. You got concerns. There's some dampness. There's some potential mold. Like, you don't want that in your house, okay? You don't want that anymore. Don't wait another minute. Call this number, 402-553-0373. If you're dealing with mold, with water damage, with smoke damage in your home, and you're not sure where to turn to Paul Davis. They can get your home fixed up the way it was before the damage happened. And if there's an emergency situation that arises in the future, save that number in your phone, 402-553-0373. Paul Davis's emergency response team will be out to your house, getting you fixed right back up and living the way you want to in a flash. 402-553-0373. That's how you get Paul Davis Restoration.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Vala's Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard is celebrating its 41st year of creating magical memories. Swing into fun on the new swing ride called Aunt Kelsey's Apple Swing. Take a drive on Steph's fun country drive where the kids are the drivers. There are over 50 attractions included with admission, such as Jan's Carousel, a barnyard challenge course, zip line, live performances, train rides, and more. Vala's, open daily 9 to 9, September 5th through November 2nd.
Host is roasting every morning. Host is roasting every day.
How does Host Coffee provide the best coffee for your workplace? By finding the richest and most robust coffee beans from all around the world and bringing them to our Nebraska roastery, where your coffee is roasted fresh and delivered straight to you.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
Every tree tells a story. At Lanahaw, we've been growing robust, healthy plants and trees for generations. Fall is the best time to plant. Experience the colors, the beauty, and the savings this season at Lanahaw's Garden Center, 192nd and Center.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Child Saving Institute is shining light on the many forms domestic violence can take, some visible, some hidden, and resources available to those healing. CSI's Family Empowerment Program offers free trauma-informed support, weekly groups, and one-on-one guidance to help survivors and their children build safer, more stable lives. At CSI, we meet you where you are. Learn more at childsaving.org/empowerment.
At J-Tech Construction and Solar, they do it all. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and solar. As the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers, they take pride in protecting homes and powering the future. J-Tech is hiring. They're searching for motivated sales reps in Omaha and a front desk superstar to join the team. Great pay, uncapped commissions for sales reps, and a winning company culture. J-Tech Construction and Solar, proudly the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. YourExteriorExperts.com.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
$7:12 on a Wednesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being number one in Omaha doesn't happen by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your gutters, your roof, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. It is time for Buy or Sell. Jake Janister.
So, Cleveland Browns coach Kevin Stefanski would not commit to naming Shedeur Sanders QB2 after the Joe Flacco trade, saying, in my role, it's a little scale to the right. Whoops. Okay.
In my role, I have to do what's best for our players.
I have to do what's best for my players. Buy or sell.
Stefanski is doing what's best for Sanders.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell just happened there, Jake, but get that fixed while we're answering this question. I buy. I mean, he's trying to leave, and maybe it's not best for his players, but he's also trying to leave the unknown out there, right? If things go south with Dillon Gabriel, okay, game plan for what you don't know, right? And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious Shedeur is probably the second quarterback.
Yeah, I think he is doing what's best for Shedeur Sanders, because what Shedeur Sanders needs is maturity. He needs to compete. He needs to fight to win a job.
And it's probably better for him to not have all the attention on him.
Right. So I absolutely think that Kevin Stefanski is handling this the right way right now.
The interesting part about it is, like, what the hell happens when Deshaun Watson comes back? You still owe him all that guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Now you got two rookie quarterbacks.
Really like it if he didn't come back.
Listen, I agree, but I mean, got to do something, right? Getting paid all that money, might as well be there.
Yeah, and like if it doesn't work out with Gabriel and they go to Sanders and it doesn't work out, do you just take the PR hit and let him play? Deshaun Watson, I mean,
you're paying him a ton of money to do so.
Yeah, they put themselves, the Browns, and I know nobody's surprised by this, in such a terrible spot with this whole situation.
They gave him all that money, and he's not played more than 7 games in a season.
Ooh,
that's incredible, man. Jake, what else we got?
There's a new anonymous tip line for people to report NIL violations. It's called the Snitch Line. Buy or sell that this will not be abused by rabid fan bases.
It's already being abused. Like, this is already a thing before it was a thing. I mean, how check out every message board ever. Whoever thought this was a good idea? Like, hey, Twitter is just your house with an open window with people screaming in it. Let's just open up more windows for people to yell in.
Hi, this here's Terry from Auburn, Alabama. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say my name. It's supposed to be anonymous. I went down there to the Chicken Shack in Tuscaloosa. That quarterback is not working at the drive-thru.
That's going to do it for Buy or Sell tonight. We'll open up the show to you and Terry and anybody else that wants to call in. And the segment was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. If you're trying to find ways to keep your house cool this winter, well, all you got to do is open up the window, just like we just did on the Snitch Line. But that's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be cold in your house. It's supposed to be warm. Let the comfort experts at Controlled Comfort come out, take a look at your furnace, give you peace of mind about when you click it on here in the next couple of weeks. Check out controlledcomfort.com for more details tonight. We open up the bar to you when we come back on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for our friends at Williams Law. Bob and his team come in here every week and give you legal advice on air, whether it be about name, image, likeness, or wrongful lawsuits. But maybe you're in a situation where you're facing a DUI, or maybe your son or daughter has gotten into trouble, and now you've got questions about litigation. Bob and his team will give you a free, no-obligation legal consultation. They'll sit you down, they'll walk you through your rights, and explain what's going to happen when you get to court. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com. Get a free, no-obligation legal consultation tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast, presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch, from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Clouds increase tonight. Low temperatures drop back into the mid-50s. A little breezy and mild on Thursday. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, a high around 75. Slight chance of a shower or thunder shower overnight Thursday night. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience from their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Dallas Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard has something fun for all ages. Visit the foam ball play area called the Egg Scramble and play in the Prairie Hill town. Have a slice of country fun and pie fresh from the oven, along with our kettle corn, giant turkey legs, cones of warm mini chocolate chip cookies, and fried chicken. Dallas has over 50 attractions, live shows, and 8 rides included with admission. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, September 5th through November 2nd near Gretna, Nebraska.
Tell us how you feel on the JTech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Reach Gary, Matt, Connor, Josh, and John anytime on JTech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Contact the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. JTech Construction, your exteriorexperts.com.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It is 7:21 on a Wednesday night edition of the After Hours Lounge. That can only mean one thing. It's open bar time. We open up the show to you. It's not too late to get your questions, and we'll read them on air if they are appropriate to several people in the DMs of our show. We're not going to answer I guess we'll answer non-sports related questions, but We're gonna answer problematic questions. I
We're
guess.
gonna.
We'll get
Jimmy he gets a rash whenever anyone starts talking politics.
There's more than that in there.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know preferences of us on
right.
certain things.
Yeah.
We're not answering those questions.
It's a family-friendly show most of the time.
Dale answered an interesting question. I was thinking this last night, and I thought it was just me because I just assumed my team was going to be eliminated from the Major League Baseball playoffs last night. But Dale wants to know, does it seem like baseball is on the back burner more than ever this postseason? And I thought about this from a television standpoint. It doesn't really feel like they're promoting the postseason very well. You got some pretty marquee teams in the postseason with the Dodgers. Obviously, the Yankees and the Red Sox play the wild card series.
Toronto's a giant city.
Yeah, you've got an AL East matchup in the ALDS right now too. You've got some pretty big star players with everything going on in Seattle right now in it. I don't know. It just kind of feels like it's not being put up on a pedestal as it normally does. I'm going to be interested if we feel that same way around the World Series.
Yeah, it doesn't, and maybe it's because the opening round wasn't terribly compelling. I don't know. But I mean, Detroit and Cleveland went 3 games. Boston and New York went 3 games.
That's a great series.
Chicago and San Diego went 3 games. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I've seen those promos like we see in years past, right?
It just feels like it's not as much of a national talking point either. Dale, I agree. I need to retcon a question that was asked here because Greg wanted to know. He said, it sounds like Owen Freeman is going to be out for longer than expected. Does that change your expectations for Creighton this year? Owen Freeman was fully in practice today and he showcased
full
the video.
go, 5-on-5 contact.
Yeah, Greg, I'm not sure where you got that info from, but it sounds like he may be ready to go by the start of the season. I think they're going to hold him out for a little bit longer than that, but I'll be surprised if he's out longer than expected. Dan, not Campinen, wants to know who
sure?
Who that has been down through the first part of the NFL season could you see making their way to the playoffs, and who that has been hot will fizzle out by the end of the year? You have thoughts?
The team that's been cold that I think could work their way back in.
The Jets.
It's not the Jets at all. It's definitely Kansas City.
Yeah, of course it is.
That's the easy answer. The other one is, and I don't know that you would consider them actually cold because they're 3-2, but they haven't looked good in their 2 losses. The Rams. I think the Rams have a good chance of working their way up towards a playoff position. And then, I'm not even going to say Baltimore because I don't believe that what I've seen from them gives you any indication that they're going to make a run. They might, but I have no evidence to suggest that they will. So
maybe not make a playoff push to Dan's question, but I think a team that's going to be, we're going to look at and say that team's a lot better now than they were at the end. I think Tennessee's got some dudes. They just got to figure it out.
I just love Cam Ward.
I do love Cam Ward. That's very true. But I also was really I know that they lost to the Saints, and I know he threw a couple picks, but there were some throws from Jackson Dart on Sunday where I went, oh, there might be something there. I think that is a dude that you can absolutely build your franchise around. I'm going to be really intrigued to see what the Giants do at the end of the season. But the team that I think that is hot that I could see cooling off by the end of the season, I just don't know if I believe in Jacksonville, man. There's just no proof that they can do it for a full season. I think they've been really good. No, it's not because they beat the 49ers. That's it. But I don't know. I need a little more time to prove that they are who they say they are.
Wishfully, Philadelphia. Because I want Washington to win the division. But no, I don't think.
They lost 1 in a row.
They did lose 1 in a row.
Is that all? Austin wanted to know, do you think that Josh Allen's performance on Sunday against the Patriots, I heard you talking to Brian Munson about this last night, was something a start of a streak, or do you think that the Bills just had a one-off against a conference division foe? Yeah, listen, Josh Allen's probably going to be the MVP this season.
He's fine.
So, yeah, there's nothing to worry about there. Sorry, we just in Austin, sorry, we just got that question in the inbox. We appreciate you getting it last minute. It's time for us to give you our predictions about what is going to happen in Maryland this weekend up at College Park. We'll tell you that when we come back. If you missed this segment, you missed the open bar, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Jerry Ryan is the premier suit buying experience in the Midwest. I got my wedding suit from Jerry Ryan. Me and my best man went in there. We were in and out in under 25 minutes. Monier, the tailor, took great care of us. A one measurement perfection. My suit fit perfect on my big day. If you've got a fall wedding coming up, maybe you just got a big event you need a suit for, check out Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. You can own your suit, not rent it. It's Jerry Ryan. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. Prediction time. We come back. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Railcar. If you want elite brunch, then you need to get yourself to 144th and Blondo this Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 to 2 p.m. It's one of my top spots in Omaha, which means it's one of my top spots in the world, quite frankly, for brunch. They have the Nutella French toast. You know I love the chilaquiles. You know the lemon ricotta pancakes, big hit. And if you're feeling a little extra hungry, go for the pile up. It is an absolute mountain of breakfast foods on one plate. I promise you, you will walk away full. And if you're feeling a little sweet afterwards, try the sticky pecan donut holes. So many great options. We can't even list them all here. If you want great brunch, you want to go to Railcar. Also, Friday and Saturday night, prime time, prime rib. You know what makes a great combo? Prime rib on Saturday night, brunch on Sunday morning, 2 trips to Railcar, same weekend. You're going to love it. Plus, Pasta Amore, Railcar, and Timber are giving 5% of their sales to Omaha Restaurant Week menu, backing the food bank of the Heartland. So, check out Railcar for brunch this weekend.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Railcar's happy hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Railcar's incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Railcar Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Child Saving Institute is shining light on the many forms domestic violence can take, some visible, some hidden, and resources available to those healing. CSI's Family Empowerment Program offers free trauma-informed support, weekly groups, and one-on-one guidance to help survivors and their children build safer, more stable lives. At CSI, we meet you where you are. Learn more at childsaving.org/empowerment.
Valis Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard has something fun for all ages. Visit the foam ball play area called the Egg Scramble and play in the Prairie Hill town. Have a slice of country fun and pie fresh from the oven, along with our kettle corn, giant turkey legs, cones of warm mini chocolate chip cookies, and fried chicken. Valis has over 50 attractions, live shows, and 8 rides included with admission. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, September 5th through November 2nd near Gretna, Nebraska.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$7:31 on a Wednesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. A little peek behind the curtain. John was in charge of writing the predictions and the over-under numbers tonight. So we're going to let him take the lead here and ask questions.
Got it. Okay. We're starting off with quarterback for Maryland, Malik Washington. How many passing yards will he have on Saturday? We know the Nebraska pass defense is very salty.
Numero uno.
But against the Big Ten, Nebraska's been averaging, giving up 130.5 passing yards per game in the last two games. So will he have over or under 130.5?
I think he's going to have under because I think he's going to run the ball more than we probably feel comfortable with him actually doing so. I'm going to go under 130.5, but I still think it's a pretty close game.
I'm going under as well because I think Nebraska's pass defense is real. I think this is a trend that continues. I think he's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 115, 120.
No, I definitely agree. I think it's under as well. I think, especially with some pressure, I watched a little bit of the Washington game. Malik Washington throws off his back foot a lot.
Yes, he does.
And I think if Nebraska can kind of get some pressure on him, he's going to really struggle to get some completions out there.
Nebraska, number of sacks registered, over under 2.5. Maryland is allowed only 2 sacks all season.
I think you set this line 2 sacks too high. I would have put it at half a sack, and I'm still taking the under. I don't think Nebraska gets to Malik Washington behind the line of scrimmage one time.
I think it's under, but I think they do get 2.
Okay. Jake?
I also think it's under. Just because Nebraska hasn't really been known to get sacks all year. I mean, their best performance was probably last week against Aiden Childs.
I think he's going to be on the run a lot. I think he is going to be under pressure, but he tends to get out of those situations pretty well. So I don't think it's a high number for Nebraska, but maybe 2. Maryland rushing yards. I've set the number here at 130.5 also. The Nebraska defense is giving up 155.5 per game, but Maryland's only run it for 93.8 per game.
Maryland has a season high on Saturday, and they get over 155.
Over 155. Okay. I'm going under. I think Nebraska's going to hold them to around 150.
I think it's going to be over. I mean, I'll wait to say the under on something like that till Nebraska gives me a reason to do it. Jake. So I'm going to keep going over on rushing yards for them against teams.
And then we go to Nebraska's passing yards. So I've set the number at 299.5 because the Maryland defense has not allowed a 300-yard passing performance all season. They're averaging giving up about 222 yards a game. Nebraska's averaging over 320 per game. Does Nebraska get to 3 bills in the passing game?
Maryland hasn't let it happen yet. That means they're due. Give me 325 for Dylan Raiola on Saturday.
I think it's going to be under. I think some early struggles from Nebraska, their first time being in an actual away game. So I think they'll have a slow start. I think they can get up to like close to that, but definitely not going to get over 300.
Give me over. I'm bullish on this game for Nebraska.
Okay.
Dylan Raiola, how many interceptions will he throw? He's thrown 1 in each of the last 2 games. The line is 0.5. Will he throw 1 or not?
I will take the under. He breaks the trend and goes. I was going to say perfect. He won't be perfect in this game, but he will be perfect from a turnover standpoint. 0 interceptions for young Dylan in this game.
I agree. I don't think he's going to throw a pick this game.
Yep, I'm with you guys. I think you saw the visible frustration after the one he threw on Saturday,
which was egregious, by the way. It was
easily
the worst interception of his career.
I think he keeps it clean this week. Nebraska, non-offensive touchdowns. Had one on a blocked punt last week. Ja'Cory Barney
should have had one.
Should have had one on a punt return. Will they get one this week? The line is 0.5.
They have things rolling in the third phase of the game right now, and it feels like they're only going to get better from here. Ja'Cory Barney has a touchdown return for a touchdown.
That's where I'm at, too. I think he's going to get a punt return this week.
I think it's going to happen. He's due. He's gotten close so many times. It's finally going to happen this week.
And he seems like that guy that it's going to be an itch for him to scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, and now we get to what I think is the most important statistical category in this game. We've heard a lot about the Maryland pass rush, how they're tops in the country in sacks. They have 19 sacks in the season. The Nebraska offense has allowed 15 sacks. That's an average of 3 per game. I've set it at 3.5.
Listen, as a Nebraska fan base, we need to start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. They're going to get to Dillon, and they're going to get to him pretty often in this game. With that being said, I think we got that dude at quarterback that's just going to keep taking the punches as they come. I think Maryland gets at least 4 in this game. I don't think it's as big of a deal as it seems to be.
Here's what I think. Here's my inside breakdown. I think Dana and company know that this Maryland pass rush is a problem, especially against the offensive line and the way they have performed and the way Dillon likes to hold on to the ball. It's 2 phases there that have not been good enough.
2 problems that are different but amount to the same issue.
So I think we're going to see a lot of quick passing game, screens, throws into the flat to Emmett Johnson.
Yeah, he's the key to this game.
I think Nebraska keeps it to 3.
No. I mean, that was a good take, but I also agree with Jimmy earlier. I think you gave me a reason there. I was like, do I switch it here? But no, I just, like I said earlier with rushing, Nebraska's offensive line has to give me a reason to think they can protect Dillon very consistently, and they just haven't all season. So I definitely think over 3.5. I think 4 is that
you
magic
agree?
number.
Emmett Johnson, the most important piece of the puzzle this week.
I think, yeah,
outside of Dillon.
Nebraska's got to be able to establish the run to keep that pass rush slowed down a little bit.
And you got to find a way to get the ball to Isaiah Hunter quickly.
And I think they're going to do that in the screen game. I think they learned something last week, because if you listen to Dana Holgorsen, he said they threw him one early that he probably should have scored on, and then he did score on another one. I think they like him in that phase of the game, and I think you're going to see it against Maryland, and I think it's going to work. All right, score prediction time. We'll let Jake Janicek go first.
31-21 Huskers.
I think it's going to be much closer than that. Again, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Give me Nebraska scoring late to win 24-21.
I think Nebraska's in control of this game in the 4th quarter.
We like to hear that. That's the hope.
I think a late Maryland score makes it appear closer than it was, and Nebraska wins 34-23.
If Emmett is the most important cog on offense, who's the most important cog for you on defense?
I think it's whoever's in at middle linebacker.
It's got to be Vincent Shavers, right?
I think it has to be Vincent Shavers at this point. Although, look, we've seen Marquise Watson-Trent out there a ton as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like in this game especially, we have seen against the running quarterbacks where Nebraska fares better is when Vincent Shavers is on the field patrolling the middle. He's just more athletic. He's better at tackling in open field. I feel like Shavers stopping Malik Washington from breaking 15, 20-yard runs, patrolling the middle, that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they figured Dasan McCullough out. Like, just let him stand on one side.
Yeah.
Like, he's relearning how to be a pass rusher. You can't ask him to do all the things all the time. You let him be really good at what he does. And pinning his ear back and getting after anybody in the backfield is where he's going to be special at. That's what he did on Saturday. You got to let him do it again this week. So I think Vincent Shavers is probably 1A, but I think Dasan McCullough is probably the most important cog to the wheel defensively. Jake, anybody on defense you want to see stand out?
I think you just got to give it back to Deshaun Singleton. I mean, he stood out last game, and I think he's going to have another huge game again against Maryland.
He's having a hell of a first half of the season, man.
Dude. He was one of the dudes I pinpointed at the early part of the year that I thought had to step up, and he's done it.
He was one of those guys that a lot of people had question marks about heading into this season because of his shortcomings in the past 2 seasons. Doesn't feel like any of those question marks exist anymore for that dude specifically.
He's been fabulous tackling in the open field,
and he's been great in coverage too. Yep. He's been able to do it all. And that's what you need in this style of system, is a guy that can give you both. He hasn't been that guy for the last 2. He's been good. He's been elite this season. So I'm with you there. Hey,
making himself some money.
If you missed our predictions, check them out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by AX Plumbing, Homer Residential. They can do it all. They are your go-to stop for your plumbing, water heater, gas piping, and backflow prevention issues. AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated. They'll leave your home or business cleaner than they found it. Check out axpservice.com tonight. We'll be right back. Wrapping up the show and giving you our trash takes here at 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Paul Davis Restoration. Seasonal storms, not quite over yet. It's going to get cold out very soon. It's It's going to rain before it gets cold. And if the ice causes damage to your home, whether it be on the outside, on the top of your house, on your roof, or maybe you get some mold behind your windows or in your basement, that's not supposed to happen. Have your home restored to the way it should be. Call 402-553-0373 and work with Paul Davis tonight.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the Tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's closing time in the After Hours Lounge. This hour is brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being the #1 roofer in Omaha, check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nice work, Jake.
That angelic voice is Jake Janicek. I'm Jimmy Allen. That's John Schreider. It is time for our trash takes of the evening. What we'll do here is all three of us will give a hot take. To wrap up the show, we'll put a poll up on Twitter. You'll vote for who had the best take. Whoever receives the fewest amount of votes will have the trashiest take of the night. And it's Jake Janicek. just indicated. He's going to lead the second off. What do you got, Jake?
So this one's a little personal for me because I kind of like bet some over/under win totals in the offseason. Kent State goes on the road against UMass, and I think they're going to hit their over 1.5 and get to 2 wins. So that for the Golden Flashes.
What a low bar.
Kent
State over for the season.
Yep.
What a bet.
Jake, you're officially a degenerate.
Yeah, congratulations.
Degenerate?
Yeah.
Okay, I just did it with
you're
my
betting
friend.
over-unders on Kent State, who famously was the worst team in the country last year?
Yes. But one of
Okay.
my friends said, hey, you want to ride with me on this? And we're both riding together. And we're close.
What's your friend's name?
His name's Peyton Boone.
Shout out Peyton Boone. Peyton,
Yes.
hopefully you're listening.
Peyton, you're also a degenerate.
Leave our friend Jake alone and his wallet.
Stop corrupting him.
Hey, I only put $5 on like a
Oh.
4-leg parlay. So
Hey,
yeah,
there
there's
you
a
go.
part of it. But Indiana was on that
Jake,
also.
do
so.
me, this is a message for Jake. You know, maybe this, I'm going to pivot on my trash take. I'm going to give a little PSA here.
Here comes degenerate Jimmy.
No, it's anti-degenerate, actually.
Okay.
If you ever get to the point where you hit 4 teams on a parlay and you go, I need to add 1 or 2 more, you don't. You need to stop right there. Don't ever bet more than 4 teams on a parlay.
Yeah,
I don't care that you hit a 6-teamer one time because your uncle gave you some advice in a back alley. That's my PSA and my trash take.
What were you doing talking to your uncle in a back
I don't know.
alley? Why did that happen?
What was your? Maybe that was Peyton, not me.
Yeah, Peyton the Corruptor. That's his
Yeah.
new name. You may have heard, you may have read, you may have seen that the NCAA today took the first step toward approving college athletes to bet on professional sports.
Yep.
This was in our buy or sell segment. We didn't get to it. So
Jake wouldn't shut up.
I'm gonna bring it around here.
I couldn't read.
I am a supporter of legal sports betting. I think you know that. I don't do it myself.
You're a fine red-blooded American.
I don't bet. I mean, not least of the reasons is because I'm bad at it. But also,
so you call your shot for an example.
But just because I don't do it, it doesn't mean I don't think other people should be allowed to if they want to. Now,
what a concept.
Here's where I start to have a problem. I think that even though they're not betting on their own games, allegedly, even though they're not betting on other teams within their own league or sport or organization, I think there are just some things that when you become a college athlete, when you become a professional athlete, there are some things you should be expected to have to sacrifice to hold that position, right? Such like, just as an example, when you become a member of the United States military, you have to sacrifice a little piece of your freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Because of the oath that you take. I don't think it's unreasonable for us to say that athletes who are competing in a multi-billion-dollar industry, who may have connections to players at the next level, guys they played with in college, guys they maybe train with in the offseason, coaches that they may work with. You may have the same quarterback coach.
Did you know Dylan
Raiola,
Patrick
right?
Mahomes?
It starts to look bad. It can start to look shady, and it threatens the integrity of the sports that we all love. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think so at all.
Let me ask you this then. It's not same, but there's some volition of what you just said to this part of it. Should college players be, in your opinion, just your personal opinion, be not allowed to play fantasy football then?
I think it's different.
Because
Because
there's money
you're not-
involved oftentimes.
Yes. But we have already adjudicated this, that fantasy sports is not akin to sports gambling.
See, I don't necessarily agree with that, by the way, but go ahead.
Because you are not betting on
Especially daily fantasy.
the overall outcome of a game. Daily fantasy is a little different because there is an opportunity there to, to alter the outcome of statistical categories on a given day to make or break.
Toenail hurts one day.
Right.
The under hits.
Season-long fantasy sports, unless you've got a guy who says, hey, I'm tanking the entire season, which there's not a professional athlete out there who's going to do that.
Yeah, or care that much. There's no financial gain in that standpoint. Yeah.
So I don't see fantasy sports as being as big a problem as betting on the outcome of games, which can look like, even if they're not, that they may have been altered in some way.
So when Adrian was in here, he brought up the fact that a bunch of guys in the NFL actually play fantasy football.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I have a problem with that.
Why?
It adds what's the word I'm looking for? It adds an edge or an incentive that would not be there otherwise. And I like, to me, that's what gambling does as well. And from that standpoint, it's the same. Now, I'm not saying that if Jalen Ramsey is going up against the guy that is on his fantasy team that, he might just trip and stumble one time and somehow his opponents find their way into the end zone just because he needed 10 more points to win his fantasy this week. I don't think that happens.
Counterpoint, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, sure.
Do you remember that play?
I do.
When he had himself on his own fantasy team.
Which, if you don't take yourself on your own fantasy team, I got some questions for you.
And they were trying to let him score. I forget even who they were playing. He was
the
playing
Jets, right?
The Jaguars, may have been. I forget who they were even playing. They were trying to let him score so they could get the ball back, try to score, and kick the onside and go ahead. Maurice Jones-Drew breaks through the line and then slides down at the 1-yard line. And he was asked about it afterwards. And he said, "Yeah, I hurt my fantasy team, but we won the game."
Yep. But is he the exception to the rule, or is he?
Do you honestly think that there's a player in the league who would sacrifice a win so that his fantasy team would win?
You have guys that jeopardize their college future by placing bets while they're at school. You have Detroit Lions players going over to the kiosk in their own facility to make bets. Yes, I do. Do I think there are a lot of them? No. Do I think there's probably a few? I would be amazed if there weren't. These are guys that are operating at the highest level, and we've seen them wreck cars at a higher rate of speed, do things they shouldn't be doing otherwise. They think they're bulletproof. Do I think there's a lot? Do I think it's a problem? No. You would be amazed if there was one guy in the NFL that thought that way. I'd be amazed if
give him the truth serum.
I'd be amazed if there's less than 100.
Give him the truth serum and say, you can lose this game and your fantasy team wins because you have the other team's defense and special teams. Are you tanking the game? The game on the field? I would be surprised if there was one under the truth serum who said yes.
I'd be amazed if there was less than 100. Amazed. I really would. You can be amazed by this show anytime that we're on. You can check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber. Allo has been empowering communities since 2003 by offering sweet integrated products and services that allow you to focus on running your business while they handle the rest. Allo's customized business solutions include internet, data, business, TV, cybersecurity, and voice solutions, along with technology that you can use to power your business today. Check out allobusiness.com to learn more. For Jake Janicek, that's John Schreiner. I've been Jimmy Allen. Go celebrate 8 times over with World Octopus Day.
8 is a lot of legs, David.
When your home fills up with family.